As a fashion model, she set her sights on a level 2 course, to be the most beautiful, most successful, most popular woman on the New York scene. But she changed her mind, and she can tell you her story best.
When I think about myself when I first began modeling, it was, oh, it's so embarrassing, but it was so focused on me, you know, like I want to be the best and I want to be the most beautiful girl in the whole world and I want to be in my picture in Times Square and I. But you know, that's the truth. And that's how the industry usually works. I mean, you are your own entity, and so you have to sell yourself, and you've got to make yourself the best you can so that you can get the job, and you're not a part of a team or a group. So yeah, I mean, it was very self-driven desires. And really, the first big experience I had with modeling was auditioning for America's Next Top Model, and that obviously skyrocketed my career. With those goals of modeling being what they were and how I engaged in that industry always made me feel uncomfortable. It almost reinforced this feeling that I was never good enough. And I was shocked by that. When I was looking through magazines and I looked at models, they looked beautiful, and they're beautiful, and they're happy, and they're smiling, and they have these beautiful clothes on, and their bodies look perfect thanks to Photoshop. But they look so happy. And you look at them and you're like, I want that. I want to be beautiful, I want to be happy, and I want to maybe encourage other girls to feel beautiful, and so I can be a model by doing that. But for me, at least, when I was in the magazines and when I was a model, I never felt that way on a photo shoot. I always felt very insecure and worried. And am I doing this right? And am I pretty enough? And I see all these people taking notes and making sure they're going to Photoshop certain parts of my body out of it, because when I turned my body this way, a fold of my skin happened, and God forbid that, there were just all these things wrapping up in my mind that never allowed me to be free. With careers like modeling, it always starts out with, I want to do something good, and I want to help people, and I want to be pretty. But that's how vanity gets us, And vanity always starts out with those nice, subtle statements of, I just want to look nice, I want to look pretty, whatever it might be. But then it turns on you and it becomes self-hate. And you end up looking at yourself, and then you look at other women and you're jealous. They have smaller thighs than you. Their nose is better. They've got better eyes. Their hair is just better. They're taller. I mean, whatever it is. And you start to look at women as your competition rather than, as your sister. And that's never a good thing. I was asked to do a photo shoot for an international magazine after I was on America's Next Top Model. So I'd already been eliminated, and I was living in New York and pursuing that career as a professional fashion model. I thought it'd be a great idea to propel my career forward. So I agreed to do it, and I did the shoot. And it was in that moment of the photographer taking picture after picture where God really profoundly touched my heart. And I got to the place where I had to ask myself, is this all there is? I mean, is this really all that I can offer the world? And if it is, frankly, that's kind of pathetic. It's just a picture that's going to be Photoshopped and won't even really be me. And an image that I'll give to the world for girls to look at and say, hey, listen, you could be this great if you look like this, when I don't even look like that. Or a picture for guys to look at and not think the most pure thoughts. And I just knew that I was made for more. I was made for more than just that moment. And in this moment with me in this photo shoot, God really touched my heart, and I just knew that I was made for more. I was made to do more than just this. And so I ended up just getting up and walking out, and the photographer didn't exactly like that and had a few choice words to say. But he did say one last thing to me before I left, before I was walking out. He was telling me, Leah, you'll be a nobody if you leave. Don't do this. This isn't a very good move. It's not professional. Don't. If you leave, you'll be a nobody. And I just turned and looked at him and I just said, do you promise? And something amazing and holy and profound, I don't know, just happened to my heart to make me realize that I had made the world, I'd made like the fashion industry, the magazines, the music, all of that, everything. That was my whole life. And for the first time, I didn't want that to be everything anymore. I knew there were other things in this world that I could set my standards upon.